You are in a trap, and the scariest part is that you don't even know it yet. You wake up every morning, follow the routine, and tell yourself you're building a future. But if you listen to what I'm about to tell you, your entire life will change. I am going to show you the invisible bars of the cage you've been living in. And more importantly, I'm going to show you exactly how to get out. Most people will ignore this warning and stay trapped forever. But if you are ready to face the truth, keep listening. You wake up at 6:47 a.m., 7 minutes before your alarm is set to go off. Your body doesn't need the clock anymore. It's been programmed by a decade of repetition. You lie there in the dark, staring at the ceiling of a bedroom that costs you $3,000 a month. On paper, you are the American dream. You have the degree, the six-figure salary, and the premium credit card. But as you lie there, a cold realization hits you. If you stopped today, if you just didn't get out of bed, everything you've built would vanish in less than 90 days. In the next 40 minutes, I am going to dismantle the world you think you know. I'm going to show you why your high-paying career is actually a sophisticated form of indentured servitude. The system doesn't want you poor. It wants you obligated. It wants you just rich enough to buy things, but just broke enough to never be able to quit. My name is Mia, and today, I'm going to show you the math behind your own cage. Let's look at the corporate pipeline. You've been told that a higher salary equals more freedom. That is the first lie. Imagine a professional in New York or San Francisco making $150,000 a year. To the rest of the world, they are wealthy. But look at the fragmentation. The IRS takes nearly 30% before the money even touches their hand. Then comes the luxury tax of existence, a $3,500 mortgage or rent payment because you must live near the high-paying jobs, a $700 car payment because your status requires a certain image. By the time this person buys groceries, pays for high-speed internet to work from home, and pays their student loans, they are left with a few $100s. The system has fragmented your life so efficiently that you are a hiring ghost. You are a conduit for money. It flows into you and immediately out to the bank, the landlord, and the tech giants. You aren't building an empire. You're maintaining theirs. You are a wealth delivery system. Why don't you leave? Why don't you take that risk or start that business? Because you are afraid. The system uses a mechanism called lifestyle inflation to ensure you stay scared. Every time you get a raise, you reward yourself. You move to a nicer neighborhood. You put your kids in a more expensive school. Now, you are no longer working for yourself. You are working for the lifestyle. You have built a life that is a high-maintenance machine. If the fuel your paycheck stops for even a month, the machine explodes. This is the golden handcuff. They don't need to put you in a cell when they can put you in a 3,000 square foot house with a 30-year mortgage. The fear of losing that house is more effective than any guard or any wall. You have become your own jailer. Let's talk about your credit score. In America, we are taught to worship this number. But what is a credit score really? It isn't a measure of your wealth. It's a measure of how good you are at being a debtor. A high credit score tells the banks that you are a reliable source of interest payments. It tells them you are predictable. The system encourages you to take on good debt, but good debt is still a chain. When you owe money, you are a servant to the lender. The Bible says the borrower is a slave to the lender. And in 2026, nothing has changed. Every dollar you owe is an hour of your future life that you've already sold. You are spending time you haven't lived yet. Think about that. You are a time-traveling slave, selling the years 2030 and 2035 to pay for a car. You're driving. Today, we think we have choices because we can choose between 50 types of cereal or 10 different streaming services. But do you have the choice to not work? Most Americans are one missed paycheck away from disaster. The system is designed to keep the gap between your income and your expenses as small as possible. If the gap is small, you are controllable. The most dangerous person to the system is the person who doesn't want anything. The person who lives simply, has no debt, and has 2 years of cash in the bank. Why? Because that person cannot be threatened. You can't threaten a person with a performance review. If they don't need your money to survive, are you a partner in your career? Or are you a hostage? So, how do you break the math of the prison? It starts with the most painful step, the great downgrade. You must stop confusing spending with living. You must kill the ego that wants the Tesla and the designer labels. You need to build optionality. Wealth isn't a number in a bank account. It's the number of days you can live without working. If your expenses are $5,000 and you have $50,000, you have 10 months of wealth. That's it. Start focusing on the gap. Expand the space between what you earn and what you spend until that gap becomes an army of dollars working for you. Stop being a consumer and start being a producer. The system is sophisticated, but it's not a law of physics. It's a choice. Every time you buy something you don't need, you're adding a brick to your own wall. Every time you save and invest, you're removing one. The door to the cage has been open this whole time. Most people are just too distracted by the screen in their hand to notice. I'm Mia, and it's time for you to decide. Are you going to be the architect of your freedom or the resident of your prison? I'm always open to corrections if I get something wrong. The best way to do this is to just tell me what I got wrong or what I need to know. You can also always turn this off in your settings.